Okay, this morning I'm going to try to show everyone how to put a metal frame on a picture. I've been framing for about 20 years. You always want to use some kind of glove because you don't want nothing to get on your picture or your thing. Now I've already made and cut a glass. And I've also already cut a core board for the back. See, it's like this. You cut it to the size of your print, and that way it takes and it makes your print more stable so it don't get wrinkled while you're working with it. And I've already got the glass cut, and it too is the same size as what you're trying to frame, but it does have to be an exact. It can't be, a 1/4 inch off or anything like that. It's got to be exact. Okay, and today I'm doing metal. Not too many people use metal. A lot of people use metal when it's on sports stuff, and this one to me just seemed to look better with metal. And I'm going to put a black metal on it, and it's just a 1/4 inch, but it dresses it up rather nicely. What you do is you've got to have a blank clip that goes in, then you've got to have a screw in that tightens it in. And once you get the 4 ends together, you're actually going to have a frame built. So you take and screw it in just a little bit, and then go and do your other end. You always want to put your blank down first. I assume it's because the screw might go through the frame and then you'd mess your frame up, but I don't know exactly why. I just know this is how it's done. Okay, we're going to tighten this one up a little bit. And what you do is you put your hand up under the glass, under the core board, and under the print, and you put it face down, and make sure don't let it scratch your frame. You lay the one side down and let it just lay there while you're fixing the other. Now this is the long side. So I'm going to do it the same way. I'm going to put you might want to figure out which way it goes, which this one goes like this. So we're going to put we've already got one on this end, so we don't need this. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift it up again, and I'm going to put it under, and trying to be careful not to scratch my frame. So you lift it up under there, and then once you get it lifted, you want to guide it into the one you've already got. And then when you do that, just temporarily tighten it up just a little. And that's just to keep it in place. Now we'll match our corners up in a few minutes. Right now, all we want to do is make sure that we're getting our frame built. Okay, so now we're going to do the other side. And we're putting it down, and we're going to lift it up over. Now this is a pretty good size print, so I'm going to lift it up, slide it into my clamps like this, and I'm going to have 3 sides built. It's really not that hard if you have the materials. You just have to be careful because this glass will cut you. I'm going to tighten this screw down just a little, both sides. So now I have 3 sides. So I'm going to take and turn this so I can work on it better. And I'm going to turn it long ways. Now see, I'm down to one more that I've got to do, but I don't have any clips inside it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my blank in first. Actually, it might be easier to put it in our frame. Let's put it in our frame, and then we can slide both ends. So I'm taking and I'm tightening it up just a little, not all the way. And I have another clip. There it is. Let's put the blank in first, and then our clip. Okay. And why I did this is because if I put it in the other way, it's harder to get it to go together. So I'm going to tighten one side up just a little. And see, when we're down on this end, you're gonna lip it up, and you're gonna come in both ends and guide it in there, but you gotta reach down under your picture and lift your glass up on this one, because if you don't, you'll lose your glass up under it and it'll scratch your metal frame and take the color off. So, and again, it may not line up perfect the first time, but if you take and tighten them up just so you can move it around, then you can fix it once it gets done. And so we've got a complete frame built now. See, it's completely all the way around it. Now what we want to do is go back to each corner and unscrew it just a little, both sides. Push them together as much as you can and hold it. And then we're going to tighten them back down. But this time we're going to tighten them down hard, because we don't want it to move anymore. We got to do all 4 sides. So we're going to loosen this one up a little bit, making sure your glass is still in place. You're matching your corners up, so then you're going to tighten it up. And then we're going to do all 4 sides. I've got 2 more sides to do. And when you get them done, now this one's already good, so I'm not going to loosen it up. I'm just going to tighten it all the way. All right, now this one is way off, and I know it's hard for y'all to see this, but this one has a big gap in it. Let's see. Can you see the gap? See, there's a gap in the corner, and that makes your picture ugly, so you don't want that. So I'm going to loosen my screws. I'm going to push it together, and I'm going to tighten it back down, and that'll hold it in place. And you got a nice clean corner. See how nice and clean that is? Okay, have one more to do, and it's really off bad. So we're going to loosen this screw. We're going to push it in tight, making sure our glass and everything's in there. There's always one that screw don't ever want to tighten up, and this just happens to be one of them. There it goes. And we've got to push it together and hold it. There, now we've got a clean corner. Okay, then we take, this is going to be our hanger, so you need to take and look which way it's up. If it's up, down, sideways. This one actually hangs this way. So we take our clips. This is going to be for our hanger. They look like this. So we're going to stick them in our little ribs. Just a little bit, and again we're going to tighten them down, and this one don't have a screw in it. Let me get another one. Sorry about that. I thought it had a screw. All right, we're going to tighten it down just a little bit to hold it where we want it, and then we're going to figure out where it needs to go and tighten them all the way down. Okay, and how to figure out where to put your hanger on back of a picture. You always measure the back completely. This one is 36 inches, so I need to divide that into 3. So it's actually 12. That one was easy. And you're going to put it on your frame, move your little hanger to 12, and tighten it down. And the reason you do a 1/3 is because if you do a 1/2, your picture's going to dolly on the wall and it won't work. So do this other side. I got that one a little tight. Do this other one. Move it up to 12. Hold it and tighten my screw down. And so we're almost finished with this one. Okay, the next step is to take the clips. These are just little spring clips. And you take, now there's a tool that they have to use it, but I use a screwdriver. All right, you take and push it down on your mat, and you go all the way around your frame. And this, what this does is tighten everything down. Let's see if I can do it here so you can see it. I usually put 3 or 4 of these clips. You can put as many as you want to, but on a long one like this is 24 by 36. So I always put at least 2 on a 24, and I put usually 3 or 4 on a 36 because, I mean, they're inexpensive to have, but if you mess your frame up and it comes undone, then it's costing you a lot more. So I'm going to put another one here, and so you can actually push them in with your finger, but you can use this screwdriver too. And like I said, there is a tool, but I think it's a waste of time hunting it, so I just do it the simple way. And I push them in. Okay, and that's another step. Now we need one more. You can take and look at it and figure out how many you've got in each side, but you do want at least 3. And that holds your picture snug, that holds your glass snug. And there's that. And then if you want to hide them a little more, take it and push them on in. And see, I don't know if you can see it or not, but they're hid up under the frame. Alright? So now what we're going to do is we're going to put a wire on it. And the wire is very simple to do. Take it from one end to the other, leaving a little extra so you can tie. Take and cut it. And now I can remove these old hot gloves. Okay. Take and go inside your little loop. Hold it. Go inside this loop. And hold it. Pull both sides tight together. Okay? Then you go under your wire, back in your hole, and pull it through, and it makes a loop, and you've got a knot so it won't come off while it's on the wall. So you go under, through, and loop. And then you just take and twist your wire here, and you've got a completed frame without having to build it or glue it together. It's automatically done with all the accessories. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thank you.